Have you ever wondered if one single minute could change a person's entire life? Not a day, not a week, but just 60 seconds. Today, I'm going to share a story that proves it can. It's a story about a man named Marcus, who was homeless, and how a chance encounter with a stranger completely turned his world upside down. This isn't just about going from rags to riches. It's about the incredible power of human kindness, and how one small act can ignite a spark that was never truly extinguished. Marcus wasn't always on the streets. He had a job, a family, a life just like anyone else. But a series of unfortunate events, one after another, chipped away at his foundation until it all came crumbling down. He lost his job, then his home, and eventually, he lost contact with his loved ones. The streets became his reality. Each day was a battle for survival, a constant search for a safe place to sleep, for a meal, for a sliver of hope in a world that seemed to have forgotten him. Despite his circumstances, Marcus never lost his kindness. He was a familiar face in his small corner of the city. He'd share the little food he had with stray animals. He'd use his only blanket to cover another homeless person on a particularly cold night. He would offer a smile to passersby, even when most of them looked away, pretending he didn't exist. He held onto his humanity with a quiet dignity that was truly remarkable. He believed that even if he had nothing, he could still offer kindness, because that was something no one could take from him. One chilly afternoon, as Marcus sat on his usual spot, a young woman named Sarah walked past. She was rushing, late for a meeting, her mind a whirlwind of deadlines and stress, but something made her stop. It wasn't pity, but something in his eyes. She saw a story, not a statistic. She paused, turned around, and walked back to him. This was the moment. The beginning of that 1 minute that would change everything. She didn't just drop a few coins and walk away. She sat down on the cold pavement next to him. "Hi, my name is Sarah," she said, offering a warm smile. "What's yours?" Marcus was taken aback. It had been years since someone had asked for his name, had looked at him like a person. He hesitated for a second, then replied, "Marcus." In that brief exchange, a barrier was broken. For the first time in a long time, he felt seen. Sarah asked him about his day, about his story. She listened, truly listened, without judgment. As they talked, she realized Marcus was intelligent, articulate, and had a background in graphic design. It was a passion that had been buried under years of hardship. The conversation lasted for what felt like seconds but stretched into almost an hour. Before she left for her rescheduled meeting, Sarah did something completely unexpected. She handed him her business card. She was the CEO of a small tech startup. "I can't offer you a job right away," she said, "but I run a company that needs a logo redesign. I've seen your old portfolio online from years ago. It's good. If you can get to a public library and draft some ideas, email them to me. If we like what we see, we'll pay you for the project." It's a real offer. She also gave him some money, not as a handout, but as she put it, an advance for your time and travel to the library. That piece of paper, that business card, was more than just a contact. It was a lifeline. It was a vote of confidence. It was proof that someone believed in him. For Marcus, holding that card was like holding the sun. A warmth spread through him that had nothing to do with the weather. It was hope. Raw, powerful, and utterly life-altering. He looked at the card, then at Sarah walking away, and he knew this was his chance. The one he had almost given up on ever getting. The next day, Marcus used the money to get a hot meal, a shower at a local shelter, and clean clothes from a charity bin. He walked into the public library, feeling like a new man. He spent hours on the computer, his old skills coming back to him like he'd used them only yesterday. He poured all his pain, his hope, and his hidden creativity into those designs. He crafted a logo that told a story of connection, of innovation, of starting fresh. He hit send with a trembling finger and a prayer. A few days later, an email popped up. It was from Sarah. They loved the designs. They wanted to hire him for the project. That single project turned into more freelance work. With the money he earned, Marcus was able to get a small apartment, a real home with a door he could lock and a bed he could call his own. It was the first step in rebuilding his life, piece by piece. But the story doesn't end there. Sarah didn't just give him a job. She gave him a mentor and a friend. She saw his potential and helped him navigate the modern professional world he'd been disconnected from for so long. Marcus, in turn, worked harder than he ever had in his life. He was driven by a profound sense of gratitude and the desire to prove that her faith in him was not misplaced. Within a year, Marcus was not only financially stable but was hired full-time as the lead designer at Sarah's growing company. His life had completely turned around. He reconnected with his family, who were overjoyed to find him safe and thriving. He went from being invisible on the streets to being a valued member of a team, a creator, a son, and a brother once again. When people ask him what changed, Marcus always says it wasn't the money or the job. It was that 1 minute. The minute a stranger stopped, sat down, and saw him as a human being. That single act of seeing someone, of listening to their story, was the catalyst for everything that followed. It reminded him of his own worth when he had forgotten it. This story teaches us a profound lesson about humanity. We often walk past people, lost in our own worlds, assuming we know their stories. We see a homeless person and we see a problem, not a person with a past, with skills, with dreams. But everyone has a story. And sometimes all it takes is one person to be willing to listen. True humanity isn't about grand gestures. It's found in the small, everyday choices we make to connect with one another. It's a heartwarming reminder that we have the power to change a life, sometimes without even realizing it. That moment Sarah sat down was the moment Marcus's life pivoted. It's a moment he will never forget. It wasn't charity, it was connection. It wasn't pity, it was respect. It was the simple, beautiful act of one human being reaching out to another. So the next time you have a minute, think about how you could use it. You might not change the world, but you might just change someone's world, and that is an incredibly powerful thing. The story of Marcus and Sarah is a testament to the fact that kindness is the most valuable currency we have. Thank you so much for watching and for letting me share this incredible story with you. If it touched your heart, please consider sharing it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that inspire. See you next time.